Our spring practice coverage of Liberty Flames football continues here, joined by junior quarterback Josh Woodrum. And before we talk about the game, I want to talk about the stands. A lot of fan support here today. What was it like playing in front of a big crowd?
Personally, that was the most fans we've had for our spring game since my freshman year. And overall, I thought it was really fun to come out here and play in front of a small crowd. Obviously it'd be a lot more fun if the entire stadium was packed out, but that's obviously not going to happen for a spring game. But I think it's really important for the young guys, especially, to come out here and have people to play in front of, so they kind of have a little glimpse of the limelight. When the lights turn on, some people don't react very well. Some people either step back or step into the limelight, and I thought it was very good for our young people to come out and have a good practice. And overall, I thought the offense did pretty good today.
Now, in a regular game, Josh, you want to get first downs, you want to get touchdowns, but today the scoring a little bit different. Did that go into any of the play calls or anything, or was it just business as usual?
Obviously, we were playing two-hand touch out there, so it's a little harder. We obviously didn't run the ball as much as we wanted to. We're more of a 50-50, 55-45 pass run team. So, we would like to run the ball a little more, but obviously, with two-hand touch, as soon as somebody touches you, it gets a line of scrimmage. Our running backs are paid basically to break tackles, and if they can't break an arm tackle, then we got to get a different person in there. So, a little frustrated at the beginning, especially when we were getting a negative 1 yard run that definitely would have gone for 3 or 4. So obviously everyone's getting frustrated. I had to get over there and be like, it's all right. We just got to go out and execute. Just don't worry about what the referees are going to do. If we get a big play, they can't stop us. So really, like I said, everybody's kind of frustrated. But once we kind of settled down in the second or third series, we started moving the ball, and I thought we executed really well.
For the offense, Justin Fritz won the Sam Congato Award. Tell us about Justin, what we should expect from him, and why he's worthy of winning that award this year.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Justin's a great player. He had a lot of hype coming into Liberty, first of all. He was one of the players that, we definitely heard about, before he got here. Like, we just signed Justin Fritz. Hopefully he can come in here and, do us some good routes and some good work for us. So, obviously, he's always had potential. But last year when he redshirted, he didn't exactly know the offense. So he would go out there and run routes and, kind of running half speed, but just because he wasn't really confident. And I think that's the big thing with most of the wide receivers and the running backs now is, once we get their confidence and once they know the plays, they can go out there and execute at full speed. And he's climbed the ladder tremendously from just this past football season to this spring ball. You can really tell that he got in there and got in his playbook this spring and watched film and started to understand defenses and understand the routes and how you need to break off routes and whatnot. So he's done a great job, and he's only going to go up from here.
We're now joined by senior linebacker Nick Sigmund. And Nick, a unique situation here today with the spring game, a unique scoring. How do you think it went today?
I just thought all around the offense played great, the defense played great. We really just want to give our fans a good show out here and just show that we've improved from last season and try to get something rolling into this new season.
Speaking of fans, outstanding crowd today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and this is the first spring game I think I've looked over there and seen the whole stands almost filled up. So that's got to be a sign for this upcoming season. A lot of great things are going on around this campus, and we look to keep things going into the future.
Now, not much tackle here today. So how did you kind of judge your play with the two-hand touch and what you had to do? How do you evaluate your play in the defense?
We take the same approach as we do in practice. Inside the tackle box is normally a thud up, and anything on the side of the edge is just tap off on the hips, and hopefully the refs will make the call. And if not, we know they'll miss a couple here and there with tag off and everything. And I think you gotta keep playing at full speed and not show a drop off.
Now for the defense, the Sam Congato Award winner Ray Ferguson played a little bit last year. Yep. For those of our fans that may not know much about him, evaluate him and how he did today.
Oh, Ray's a great guy on and off the field, and this is his first year. He's really making a push in the offseason, and he's doing some great things at playing nickelback. Playing corner. He's doing some great things on and off the field.
Now you got a couple more practices left. What do you want to try to accomplish before you end the spring here?
Just keep going, unify the defense even more. Jimmy O'Grady for the defense, he's doing a great job. And I think when the whole defense, Jimmy at practice, he really gets the guys going. And I think when you start hot in practice, keep it going, it really just builds off everything. And hopefully it showed in the game today.
All right, Nick, we appreciate your time. We anticipate a great fall from you in the defense.
Thanks, Alan.
That's senior linebacker Nick Sigmund. For more on today's spring action, here's head coach Turner Gill.
Well, good afternoon. I want to say it was great to see a lot of fans, and we praise the Lord for touching people's minds and hearts to come out here and see our little scrimmage and watch our practice there. So it's great to see our fans come out, and so I just thank the Lord for that. I thought our guys got after it pretty good. I know it's a kind of a tough situation when we're not tackling and we wasn't cut blocking. But obviously that was more for us to protect ourselves and making sure that we didn't have any injuries that would cause us to have someone not ready to go in the fall. But I thought that probably one person maybe did some good things in there was quarterback Stefan Masha. I think he did a couple good things there, and obviously Javid Shashadi did some good things there too. So again, I had to watch the tape. I know there are some other people who play very, very well, but can't see it all at this point in time. Particularly, you can see the quarterback play a little bit better than you can see at the other positions. But again, we rotated a lot of people in there and got a chance to get some evaluation on some young receivers, get some evaluation on some of our young secondary guys. So we'll evaluate the tape, and I'm sure I can make a better assessment sometime next week. Open up to some questions.
Fritz, a guy that I know you talked a little bit about last year and being the most improved guy on offense in the spring. Made some plays out here today. What do you like about him?
Well, I think he can make an impact because I think he has good athletic ability. He has pretty good hands, and it's probably his best asset is being able to do the deep ball. I would say go routes, post routes, those kind of things are fairly good at. And now the intermediate routes and some of the other things he needs to get a better grip on as far as being more sure on what he needs to get done and being on the same page. But he's made good progress there, and that's why he was named there as the most improved offensive player.
What stood out to you about Ray Ferguson that made you think that he was the most improved?
He's made plays. He's been in position. He's made some interceptions in practice. He's made good coverage as pass breakups. It could be a corner to a nickel guy. It's kind of what we're looking at him. He's made great improvement. He's not making as many mistakes as he was last year, so that's why I kind of see he's made the most improvement because he's now a guy that we feel like that, hey, we can put him on the field and feel a lot better about him this year than we did last year.
The modified scoring system, did you think at this point that maybe your offense would be slightly ahead of defense or defense ahead of offense, and how did it kind of play out today?
Well, the score, I'm not going to read too much more into that than what it is to a certain extent. But I think the biggest thing as far as our offense, I think they're jailed in a lot of good ways. When you're now in our 13th practice out of 15, defense going to see your looks quite often a lot more than what they've seen. But I like both sides of the ball. I feel good about where we're at in our football team, both offense and defensively particularly. We still got some work to do on our special teams, per se, is what I'm still uncomfortable with at this time. But again, I like what Coach Wimberly does on the defense. Guys are not busting plays or saying that they missed assignments and not have somebody just going wide open as far as in practices. Offensively, I think we've definitely gotten better in understanding quarterback to receivers on the routes that they need to do. Our protection, our quarterbacks are making the right calls and reading those things a lot better. Obviously, Josh should definitely be a lot better at that as now becoming a 3-year starter here shortly here this next season. So I'm very pleased with the way our whole football team is improving as far as a team. And so we got to be on all cylinders right from the get-go. That's what we want to try to do is making sure we get off to a good start.
Going back to the scoring system, what are the benefits of doing it like that instead of just a standard type of script?
Because we're playing touch. I mean, the bottom line, you're playing touch on it, and so it's not the same type of game, number one. Number two, you got a lot more things that are going on to benefit a lot more players. When I say that is sacks, when you get 3 and outs, all those things are very, very important that we chart as a staff. And we always talk about it in the red zone area. So there's a lot of situational more football that we able to get accomplished by having the scoring system that we have when we break it all down.
Did Wesley Scott not play?
No, he did not play. He can go. We're just holding him out for precautionary reasons. He'll be ready to go in the fall. Yeah.
He's a guy that would be in that number 1 mix for
Corner and nickel. Yep. We got 4 to 5 guys there. You got Guillory, Holloway, Scott, both Scotts, I guess I should say, and Ferguson. To see how it all mixed together, saying who's going to be our starting corners and who's going to be our starting nickel. So that decision hasn't even been made at this point in time. It probably won't be made until we really get deeply into the preseason camp.
It seemed like Holloway was a guy that was with almost all 3 of the units. Is he a guy you're trying to?
Mm-hmm. Oh, we evaluate him. Yep, him and Guillory both, and Ferguson. All 3 of those guys are being strongly evaluated to say, again, Scott's going to be a corner, who's the other corner going to be, and who's the nickel going to be.
You have to use a sentence to sum up the characteristics, attributes of your defense. What would that be?
tough, dependable, play with a passion, play with a fury. Offense, explosive, tough, competitive.
Was it tough to make the call to play tag instead of tackling, even though you were injured?
No, I'm always err on the side of getting our guys ready to go in August, September. And again, can you get evaluation on it? Probably the only position that you maybe can't get a true evaluation is running back, because he may make somebody miss, he may break a tackle. You're not going to see this as far as when we playing tag or having a tag situation. So all the other positions, we can get a good evaluation on everybody else, because it doesn't matter as far as where you're tagging or tackling or whatever. We want to make sure people are in the right place, they're running to the football and doing things they need to do. Breaking tackles and making tackles, that's what you miss as far as that scenario. But we feel good about where we're at and where we're going.
Marshall went out there seconds today ahead of Javin. Is that kind of indicative of where they are?
No. We wanted to get him more reps, and the reason is Shashadi all last year, he got all our offensive plays. Last year, Stephon Marshall didn't run one snap of our offense. So we just think it's a little bit better evaluation. He gets a little bit more. He still ain't gonna get the same amount of reps compared to last year what Shashadi got in practice. I'm talking about, and in games. So we just want to get a few more reps, because we got to see what's going to happen. Does he deserve to be competing for the second job with Javin? And we need to have that evaluation. We'll carry that all the way into the preseason.
You ran a few trick plays. Is that something based on the nature of the scrimmage, or maybe more creative play calling?
Both. I think a little bit of the environment too, as far as we're not tackling and you're not doing as hitting, to run a few more plays where there's not as much banging going on, and then just having fun for the fans.
Marshall, that first throw was at the receiver's feet, but he seemed to recover after that and looked really good on that second drive there. Did you like what you saw with him in terms of rolling out and executing play action, things like that?
It's okay. He still got a ways to go to execute better on some things. He's got to make some throws a lot better. The location of the ball needs to be better. So he's still got some things. He got some good quality that he does well. And there's some things he's inconsistent at, and you can't be inconsistent in a football game for us to be champions.